Rise, grind, shine, peace and blessings. It's a new day, and you're now listening to Curtis Rice at Born Royal 86. Hola, como estas? I got about 5 other words and that's it. I was at breakfast one morning and the cook was making omelets. So I figured, hey, now's the time for me to break out some of this Spanish. Honestly, I knew better. But hey, I went for it anyway. I messed around and said, hola. And they broke out in a full Spanish conversation that I could not participate in. In my mind, I played it off because I just laughed and said, sí, and gracias. Then I just walked away. Deep down, I knew. She knew I didn't know what I was talking about or what she was talking about. It's definitely time for me to step up my language game. It's long overdue. I took Spanish for a little bit. Then I had to get out of that class. Me and the teacher wasn't speaking the same language, clearly. I was taking a test. She thought I was cheating because I was looking around and she saw my lips moving. The truth is, I was looking around the class for some damn clues because I didn't know what I was doing. And my lips were moving because I was talking to myself, trying to remember the 5 words that I still remember to this day. I caught myself trying to check into the airport early, but each location is different. I was a little too early. I was a lot of too early, apparently, because they wouldn't let me check my bags in until it was closer to departure. So I've learned something new every day. I was at the airport so early that I read a whole book and still had 3 hours left before the flight even made it. At some point, I'm going to get the pre-check. Pre-check is a upper echelon way of skipping the line. The regular line, do I call it regular line? The regular line sometimes has a lot of hostility. The people at pre-check, their energy is just different. It's better, actually. They be wearing scarves and shades and like they in first class until their flight get delayed. Then you really see who they are. But it's funny because even at the airport, it's about status. Pre-check skips the line and look at the people in the regular line like they the help. They look over and just shake their head like, look at you, taking your shoes off, taking all the stuff out of your bag. I remember them days. Or maybe they don't. I don't know. But it's just this look that they give you like they just disappointed that you in the regular line. Side note, I know I'm not the only one. But if I am, oh well, I'm okay with that. But I think arguments on the airplane are funny. You got to be creative to argue on a flight. Because for one, ain't nobody going nowhere. Second, there's no weapons. Unless you want to include coffee or those inflatable tubes that they use during a demonstration. But you really got to hold your own until you land. It's always that one person that goes off on everybody because they trying to sleep. Then there's that one person who just can't stand kids. Somebody reported a baby one time, and I quote, for making too much damn noise. You can't pay for that type of comedy. Like that shit is funny. On a better note, on a greater note, went home to see the family. It's a great feeling as always. It's always a reminder to keep pushing. I always want to stay. I never want to leave. But at the same time, I know the mission continues. For the record, nobody is 100% accurate. Just because you hear 1 or 2 people online with certain perspectives doesn't mean that's how all men and women think. It's not like there's one spokesperson for all men or women. Think for yourself. You don't have to agree. If you don't agree, that's okay too. We don't have to agree. You can still have a great day. Someone else's opinion doesn't have to ruin your day unless you let it. Your favorite movie might be trash to the next person. Your favorite song might be trash to the next person. Your mama, daddy, grandma, kids, etc. might think the world of you, but you too might be trash to the next person. Let that sink in. I can't stand when I get online and those videos pop up talking about, see, the problem with men and women is. Then it taps into something that ends up making you pissed off at one of your family members for some shit they said when you was 9 years old. But you do realize you can appreciate different perspectives without hating the messenger. Going off online is a open space without safety. You don't see the people. You can just go off about anything, just for no reason. You don't see people at church yelling out, "On God, you ain't talking about shit, Rev." You either get up and leave, don't put nothing in the collection plate, or you ain't hear nothing they said anyway because you listening to your playlist or your Bluetooth headphones. Long story short, every message is not perfect. Apply what works, get rid of what doesn't, keep it moving. This is your life. Live it while you can. There's a big difference between someone hearing you and actually listening to you. A person can hear everything you said just to turn around and respond with something about them based on 2 key words that stood out. You probably did this before. I know I have. When I caught myself, I had to check myself real quick. Just listen. Listening is the key. You don't even have to say much. Just let the person go on and on about something that sounds absolutely wild. Eventually, they'll end up saying, "What I just said didn't make no sense, did it?" And they answer their own question. You don't even have to say nothing. You don't have to respond to everything. You don't always have to have a response. Most of the time, people don't even want advice. They just want to vent. They just want someone to listen to them. Don't use the conversation as an opportunity to air out something you always wanted to say just to add your 2 cents. Listening can really make a difference. So sometimes your advice can make it a whole lot worse. Another thing, stop calling me on Facebook Messenger. I was walking around for the longest trying to figure out where the hell that sound was coming from. It was a tone that I just know I didn't have programmed. So stop calling on Facebook Messenger. Then when I did realize what it was somebody sending a message that I ain't talked to in years. Talking about, "What up, bro? Send your boy a cash out." Just bold. So I read it, marked it as unread. Problem solved. Sending prayers out to Crazy Bone of Bone Thugs and Harmony, aka one of my favorite groups of all time. Praying that he pulls through. It doesn't feel good getting online and seeing somebody either sick or anything. Man, it cut deep, especially when it hits home. I can only imagine what close friends and families could be going through. People need their privacy in order to deal with what they're going through, because their personal lives are entertaining to other people, but everybody's going through something. I'm off to go recharge. Locked in with content, music and videos on the way. Respect, shout out to the creators who create with love while dealing with the hate. You are appreciated. Greatness is ageless.